Okay. Well, let me make sure I can see it. There we go. Like that, like that. Does it want to work? I guess we'll find out. It is, yay. Okay, cool. Hello. Got it working. How's it going? Good morning, good morning. How are you this morning? I'm doing pretty good. It's a little chilly out this morning because I got some tea, got a little sweater on, but I am excited to get moving. We'll warm up the body a little bit. We'll do a gentle Vinyasa class today, kind of a flow style class, keeping things nice and, I don't want to say easy, because it's not necessarily easy, but we'll just keep the transitions nice and smooth, give you time to actually adjust into the poses. In my at-home yoga studio, so you'll probably hear things like the dishwasher being unloaded currently, people making and or eating breakfast, maybe even the news on in the background if you really listen for it. But that's just part of this time at home. And I really like it because you know what? I'm just a real person. I have a life and I do things and things happen around me and my family, and it's just actually really wonderful. And so it's taught me in this time of being at home a little bit more that I am okay to do yoga in a place where there's not that soothing music in the background. It's not that perfect environment that we work so hard at the studio to really create. You can really get into your own practice despite the circumstances around you. So it takes a little more work. You got to kind of train the brain a little bit, but it is really quite a wonderful thing. And from being able to do that, I've noticed a huge difference from being able to create the space I want in other areas. And if I'm at the grocery store and I would like to stay calm and health conscious and, happy, those kind of things. If there's chaos and stress happening around me, I can create the space that I would like to be in, and I can start to become someone who sets the temperature in a room opposed to responding to what's happening in a room. So that whole mentality of being more like a thermostat than a thermometer. A thermometer will just tell you what the temperature is wherever it's placed. Where a thermostat, now you can kick the heat on, you can kick the cool air on, you can start to play around and adjust the temperature in a room. And so I really like that mentality, not just in my practice. You can choose how you respond to challenge. You can choose how you respond to discomfort. Oh, look at that. Getting so excited about it, I'll just spill tea all over myself. That's fine. I can choose to respond to that too. I could get angry and upset and, oh no, look, it's everywhere kind of thing. But would it help? That's always a question I like to ask as well. Would getting angry or upset or lashing out in whatever way, would it help the situation? And if I can actually stop and ask myself that, we'll just call it laundry day. If I can stop and ask myself, would it help? Well, right there, I'm already proving that I'm in control and I don't need to respond. I'm at that heightened state. I don't have to be reactive with my emotions. It's too good to leave off to the side. I need to take a little sip. Yes, I can, respond to those things the way that I would like to. So, just one of those things that I'm learning just by having something like noise in the background while I'm trying to not only do yoga, but teach yoga. I'm okay with it. It's just something that happens. And so that is my challenge for you. What in your environment do you need to start to be a little more okay with? What is something that you need to control your own thermostat within? And choose, maybe I do need to heat up a little bit. Maybe I do need to react a little more to something. Or what do you need to cool down about? What do you need to take a little bit easier? So that is my wisdom with Janelle this morning before we do some yoga. My question for you to ponder maybe as we practice or in your Shavasana. So let's get ready to actually bring on some movement. And so wherever you are, whether you want to be seated, laying down, still sitting on the edge of a stool, who cares? It doesn't matter. Just get into a position where you can start to sense into the body and you can start to just simply breathe and notice the breath. And so let's start there. Let's take a big inhale, really breathing it in nice and big. Take a nice exhale, let it go. Let's roll those shoulders back and down, and let's take another breath. Let's notice how now we've created a little more space on the inhale as we breathe in. Look at all that length that you have. Notice the little pause that happens, and exhale, let it out. One more big breath, breathing in through the nose. Notice that little pause, hold the air, fill the lungs, create all of that space, and exhale. Start to soften. Let it go nice and slow, letting it out. Beautiful. Keep taking some of those nice big breaths and start to breathe more into the abdomen. Start to breathe with your diaphragm. So drawing the breath in a little bit lower, a little bit wider, a little bit longer. Then as you're breathing, start to scan through the body. How are you feeling this morning? What's going on in your body? Have you said hello? Have you nodded to it yet? Can you say, good morning, body, I'm feeling great? Maybe you notice those areas that don't feel great. What feels tight? Where's that tension at? Do you get a good night's sleep? How does your head feel? Maybe going a little deeper, what's the attitude that you're coming onto your mat with? And starting to explore those kind of things. How are you doing emotionally? How's that mental state? Even thinking about this, are you starting to have tension? Maybe take another nice big deep breath with an audible sigh. And make sure you roll those shoulders back and down. So if they started to creep up because you're stressing out over something, by all means, adjust the body position. Roll shoulders back and down is a great way to tell the body that things are okay. Beautiful. All right, let's start to awaken back into the body, becoming aware of it. A little wiggle of fingers. Can you feel each one of your fingers wiggling? A little wiggle into your toes or into your legs. Can you feel where they are without needing to look at them? Beautiful. Let's take a nice good morning stretch. Let's inhale and sweep those arms up. Reach up. Oh, so nice and tall. Beautiful, nice stretch. Really hold it. Feel that length. Then exhale. Lower the hands back down. Beautiful. If you like to set an intention for your class, for our time together, let's go ahead and take a little moment to do so now. So if you're seated, bring your hands to heart center. There's a really beautiful posture to find yourself in for setting an intention. If you're laying down, just stay nice and comfy. Taking a little moment. What is your purpose for this time? What is your intent? What is all an intention is? What is your plan? Taking a moment, repeating whatever has come to mind, letting it settle within the body. Excellent. Nice big inhale. Full exhale. And let's roll on down onto our backs on our mats. So, feeling that connection of the spine in with the mat. I like to start with my knees bent. Keeps my low back pressing into the floor. I usually get a couple of cracks like first thing in the morning as I roll down here. Feel little adjustments through my spine. That's totally normal and natural. So if you had a couple of cracks and pops on the way down, that's a-okay. Let it feel really good. Find that sweet spot. Take another good morning stretch. So reaching those arms up overhead. Ooh, me and this tea, I just need to finish it. I'm just going to punch it here. Excellent. All right, reach nice and tall. Feel all of that length through the rib cage, through the sides of the body, through the arms, really reaching all the way through the fingertips. Keep that chin slightly tucked. Excellent. Exhale. Drop the arms down. Just let them fall and hang heavy. Take one more of those. Inhale, reaching up. Let's start to create a little tension here. Maybe you make fists, squeezing the hands. Maybe you start to engage the arms, starting to squeeze there. Feel that squeeze all the way through the shoulders. Squeeze through the glutes and the legs. If you want a little more from this, you can extend the legs nice and long, maybe pointing through the toes or curling through the toes, creating all of that tension. Big during the squeeze. Keep holding and exhale, let it go. Let's hug the knees in towards the chest. Take that little rock from side to side. Give that low back a nice little massage. Feel how that low back really presses in nice. Maybe you notice the shoulders pressing in. Maybe you're rocking side to side on the shoulders from one to the next. So it's not just all about the hips, about that low back. Can you notice everything that has that nice connection, that nice little massage here? Beautiful. Let's find our stillness and send the feet long up towards the ceiling. Hands can be behind the knees. If you need to keep it a little more gentle this morning, if you want to bring it up a little bit, you're going to release the hands, either resting them alongside the body. A nice tuck underneath the sits bones will help keep that low back nice and engaged. Or really anywhere you want to place your hands, you are so welcome to. If you want to make a little pillow for your head, interlacing them, that feels nice too. Finding openness through the shoulders. Let's bring our attention back towards the feet and the legs. Take a nice big inhale breath. Lengthen through the spine. Exhale, pull the belly button in towards the spine. Feel how nice and strong and stable we are. Knees can be bent here. They do not have to be perfectly straight. I am discovering that the back line of my body is a little extra tight all the way through my calves, my Achilles, my hamstrings, and my low back. There's way too much tension happening there on a regular basis. So as you can see, first thing in the morning, or even at the beginning of my practice, I've got a huge bend to my knees here. That feels great. That's me listening to my body. If you want to go for the nice straight legs and flexed foot, extending over the heels, by all means, but that doesn't feel nice for me, so that's not what I'm working on. Feet are still up. I'm working the hip flexors. The lower abdominals are still nice and engaged. And even just hanging out here is warming up through the hip flexors. But let's start to add a little bit of movement in. So let's lower one leg down, nice and slow. To keep this more gentle, bend the knee and touch the foot closer towards the body. To keep this a little bit more, lower the leg farther away from the body. Let's bring it back up, nice and slow, other side. Excellent, lowering down and bringing the foot back up. Find that nice neutral, feet up in the air, lower it down. So if we start going with these a little bit faster, odds are your legs will start to droop down more and more. So I want to be intentional about bringing the feet all the way back up and then lowering down and bringing back up. So if you want, you can connect this motion in with the breath, using the inhales to lower, exhales, using that strength to pull the leg back up. Beautiful. Whenever we can connect movement and breath together, we are creating new neurons in our brains, new pathways, which is kind of a feat. In science, we used to think that that wasn't a thing, that once you lost brain cells, they were gone for forever. I think that's how many people said not to drink too excessively. It'll ruin your brain cells. Don't hit your head against the wall. It'll ruin your brain cells. When they're gone, they're gone. Well, now we know that we can create new ones by connecting mindfulness, movement, and the breath. So it doesn't have to be yoga. It can be Tai Chi. It can be, I don't know, just a workout where you're moving with the breath. Doesn't matter. All right, let's get a few more in. You're probably really feeling that burn of the hip flexors. At any point, bend the knees. Let it feel a little more gentle. Doing one leg at a time. Real good. Excellent. All right, send the legs back up. Nice and long. Let's bend the legs, drop the feet down, and windshield wiper the knees from side to side. This is a great way to release any of the tension that built up in the hips, in the low back, in the legs. I really like this because if I keep my feet a little bit wider, I start to get a little internal rotation as the leg falls inward, a little external rotation as the knee goes out towards the side. Excellent. All right, let's come back to our stillness. Let's bring those feet and knees back up, nice and in line. Excellent. So holding here. Let's bring those arms up, reaching up towards the ceiling or towards the sky, palms facing each other. I guess our palm, it doesn't matter. I don't need to control that. It doesn't matter. It's all gonna work. And so let's drop one arm down overhead. See if you can connect the thumb down in towards the ground. So reaching nice and tall. Bring it back up. And other side. So just starting to warm up through the shoulders. Odds are you'll feel a little resisted, maybe even a couple of inches above the ground, but you really need to focus and stretch to try to get that thumb all the way down. So if this is enough for you, just hang out here. You need to use that core to keep those legs up in the air, but if you want a little more, of course, we can always add in a few more of those little leg lifts. If you want just the next level, you can do one at a time, either opposite or same as the foot, doesn't matter, or as the hand. Or if you want maximum effort, you can do both legs with one of the hands. So it takes just a touch of brain work to get it set up at first, or at least it does for me. A little bit of brain yoga, working with the body. Excellent. I like the 1-in-1. That's nice today. Beautiful. Keep going. Let's do 5 more either side. So a total of 10. Look, there's already 2. Here we go for 3 and 4 and 5. Excellent. Halfway there. So good. And 7 and 8 and 9. Come on, last one. We can do this. And 10. All the way back up and hold. And then release. Bring the arms down. Drop the knees from side to side a few times. Beautiful. Also, sorry this is so dark. I literally have every light on. It's cloudy out. It should be a nice day to focus in on me. I've tried adjusting the camera settings, but it never stays, so I have no idea. And the settings really aren't that in-depth on it. So there we go. All right, let's find our stillness. Reach those arms out nice and wide, like a T. Let's bring those knees hovering over the hips. Feet can be nice and relaxed. Let's just drop them down towards the left. Just a nice quick little twist. Gaze can go to the right. Left hand can come on top of the legs, accentuating that nice twist. Letting it feel really good. Connecting in with the breath. A nice big inhale. Nice full exhale. Beautiful. Let's release the hand. Gaze goes back to neutral. Knees swing all the way up and over down towards the right or towards the opposite side. Gaze can go towards the left. Hand can come on top of the legs. Taking a moment. Take a nice big inhale. And an exhale. Let it go. Let it feel really nice, really good. Nice little warm-up twist for the back, for the spine. Excellent. Let's release. Head goes to neutral. Legs swing up and hug the knees in towards the chest. Maybe round into a nice tiny ball. Bring the head up towards the knees. Lower back down. Let's make our way up to seated. So you can rock and roll up a few times if that feels good on the spine. Or you can just roll over onto your favorite side and press yourself up. You can take one more. Excellent. Making my way up. I'll adjust. Ooh, look, we've got a little sunshine coming out here. Oh yes, hello sun. How delightful. Just loving it. Alright, so I'm sitting cross-legged. You can sit either on a block. If you've never sat on a block, I highly recommend it. It'll open up through the hips a little bit, through the body. I just can't win with this lighting. Like you can see my tiny little lamp. I'm trying to light up, although the lamp is super bright. And actually, it's the same lumens as one of those orb ones, so I thought I would just use that. Anyways, that's my lighting technology that I'm learning and discovering. The goal here is seated, finding a seated position that's comfortable for you. We won't be here long, seems I'm super dark in this. Maybe in standing it'll work a little better. So let's inhale and lengthen the spine. Take a big breath in. Exhale, roll the shoulders back and down. Beautiful. I want to play around here with a little awareness. I want you to get taller. So axial extension, bringing the head up a little higher. Now notice, what did you need to be able to do that, to be able to get taller? Did you notice that you actually have to push into your sits bones and maybe into your legs? So as we root down, as we press in to our base, whatever that might be here, it's legs and sits bones, whether that might be feet, we can actually start to lengthen and grow a little taller. So the yogic term for that is root down to rise up. So that's a great example here, getting nice and tall by pressing either the knees and the sits bones down in towards the ground. So really cool. Let's try it again. Let's hunch into it, around through the back, sitting all loosey-goosey, not much engagement. Okay, let's get nice and tall. So there might be a little lifting of the chest. You might have some strength through that mid-body. But then even from here, if you want to get even taller, what do you need to do? You need to press into those sits bones. Notice how even if you try to do it without your sits bones, because now I've taught you about it, so those rebels out there are like, no, look, I can do it by just lifting my shoulders up. Hang on, let's lift the head up too. And not just using the shoulders and the head and the spine and all those muscles affiliated with those. You'll get even taller by pressing into the feet. So how cool. A little lesson for us today. Feels really good. Let's inhale and sweep the arms up. Reach up nice and tall. Exhale, pull the hands down to heart. Inhale, sweep it up. Let's link the thumbs together, palms facing forward. Give yourself some nice little jazz hands or spirit fingers. Excellent. Reach extra tall and exhale, tipping over towards the left. Reach, reach, reach. Pressing into the sits bones, really ground down. Let that lengthen and extend a little bit longer. Beautiful. Let's press all the way back up. Nice and tall and strong. And exhale over towards the right. Really reaching. Let it feel nice. Let it feel good. Make sure those shoulders aren't hunching up by the ears. Using that core to stabilize. Maybe tip over a little more. Beautiful. Let's come all the way back up. Then hands to heart. Pressing in nice and strong. Let's take a little bow here. Quick little forward fold. So whether you just want to bow it down. Elbows connecting with the legs. Feels really good. Roll those shoulders back and down. Feels really nice too. We want you to start to drop the head, look down, reach those hands forward. Let it feel good on your low back, on your hips. Find that sweet spot. So if you want to round through the spine to do so, I'm not going to tell you no. But if that feels good for you, make that work. If you want to keep your spine nice and flat and straight, maybe that feels better for you. And by all means, whatever you need to make work, make it work. Let it feel good. Be a rebel and explore. How to make the pose feel best for you. I am not the guru. You are the guru of your own body. I don't see what's happening, and even if I did, I can't see the inside. I don't know what X-ray vision. So be brave and start to explore. Let's come on back up. What feels best for you? Beautiful. Let's switch the feet. Opposite foot on top or in front. Let's inhale, sweep those arms up, reach up nice and tall. Exhale, pull the hands to heart. Press into those hands, squeeze those shoulder blades. Feel that openness through the heart center. Inhale, reach it up. Let's interlace the thumbs, opposite thumb in front so it'll feel awkward. Reach up nice and tall. Give me some little jazz fingers, jazz hands. Excellent. Really reach nice and strong. And this time, let's go over towards the right first. Reaching, reaching. Find that tipping point where you feel like that hip and that leg wants to start to float up. Press it back in. And then let's drop that lower arm down. You take a little moment. You can add a little pulse, a little movement into it. Or you can just stay steady and enjoy the stretch. You can keep walking the fingertips out if you want to add some more depth into it. Or you can journey down onto forearms. And just don't cave in to do so. So keep rolling top arm open. Beautiful side bend stretch. Feels really good through the back and the hips, the ribs. Try to let it feel good all the way through the underarm and out the fingers. Excellent. Press into that bottom hand. Come all the way up. And interlace those fingers that awkward way. Reach up nice and tall. And over towards the left. Tipping over. Use that exhale, engage through the core. Reach those arms. Find that tipping point. Maybe come a little lower. Noticing the difference from one side to the next. Keep reaching. And then let's drop lower arm down. You can add a little movement, that little pulse into it. Let it feel good. You can enjoy the stillness. Keep walking those fingertips out if you want to keep adding some more depth and some more challenge into it. Now we're coming down onto forearms. Roll top shoulder open. Reach those fingers nice and long. Feeling that beautiful stretch all the way from the right hip, ribs, through the arm, through those fingertips. So good. Let's press into that bottom hand. And come on up. Reach it up. Hands to heart. Roll shoulders back and down. Let's take a little bow on this side. I like to do both sides. Because if you have a little more stretch happening with one leg on top, might as well stretch both sides out. I feel this lots through my hips usually. You can reach those hands forward, exploring this pose and posture, and letting it feel good. You can enjoy a little sway from side to side. So good. Connecting in with the breath here. Take a nice big inhale. Nice full exhale. One more time. Big giant inhale. Full exhale. Let it out. And press into those hands. And come on back up to seated. Then let's roll our way into our tabletop position. Finding that nice all fours. Planting the knees in. You can pad up the knees however you need. You can always roll the mat, grabbing the edges of the mat and folding it over. Then you got 3 nice layers of whatever to work with, or if you got a little pillow or something. Pressing into those hands. Bring those hands right underneath the shoulders. Let's inhale. Start to look up, drop the belly down. Feel that nice arch through the spine. Inhale, really extend nice and long. Exhale, tuck the chin and start to round through that spine, pressing it upwards towards the sky. Pressing it nice and strong to those hands, feeling that nice stretch through the shoulders, moving with your own breath. So inhales to look up, exhales to round through. Let this feel really good. So nice. I swear this releases endorphins for me, feels delightful. So nice. All right, let's find that nice flat back, nice tabletop position. And even right from here, oh look, camera adjusted. It's finding some more light. You can do it, camera. Try it hard again. Let's tuck those toes under, press into those hands, coming right into a nice downward dog. If you notice, I just walked my hands out a little bit more forward to give myself some more space to press in. So I'm pressing into my toes, pressing into my hands, sending my sit bones back and pressing into my hands. And so if you're hanging out in this kind of weird rounded position, take a moment, the straighter your arms are, align with your back, the easier this will be. So you can bend the knees, find that nice flat back, drop that head down, give it a nice shake no, and then send the hips up. And pedal out the feet, let it feel really good. Trying to make that nice little triangle position with the body. Keep pressing into the hands, into the fingertips, using the entirety of the hands to help stabilize. So good. Let's take a little flow here. And coming to your plank position. I'll show the most gentle variation first. So let's drop down to our knees. And still keeping hips nice and forward, core still nice and engaged. Let's exhale to lower down, let the elbows graze the ribs. And press into the hands. Maybe you come up just real gentle, body completely on the ground, and just pressing and lifting the chest up off the ground, extending long through the crown of the head. From here, you can tuck those toes under and push back into that tabletop position. And if you want, you can even start to lengthen here. Press into the toes, lift the hips. So that is our gentle flow variation. Feels really good as you get stronger or as you're ready for more. You can do that again, coming into your plank position. You keep that core nice and strong. Keep pressing into those shoulders, into those hands. Take that exhale. Start to lower down, but not all the way. Let the shoulders come in line with the elbows, and then press straight up into your back bend. Doing the little yogi push up there. Extending long through the crown of the head. And then tuck the elbows and then pushing straight into your downward dog. Excellent. So good. Beautiful. Let's look towards the top of the mat. And take a step. Hop, jump, or float into a nice forward fold. Beautiful. Let the head hang heavy. And you feel into the backs of the legs, into the glutes, into the peaches. Nice little extension of the legs. There's muscles there. Maybe they need a little squeeze, a little pat. As you pat, you can bring more blood flow to that area. So if you ever have tension or tightness, well, that got my dog's attention. Hi. Too exciting? Beautiful. All right, let's inhale, halfway lift. So coming up halfway to get that nice flat back. Press your hands into your legs, roll those shoulders back and down. Beautiful. Bend the knees, sink the hips. Pull the belly button in to engage that low back. Pressing nice and strong. Press into the feet, come all the way up to standing. Reach it up nice and tall. Beautiful. Hands to heart. Big exhale breath. Inhale, reach it up nice and strong and tall. Exhale. Hands to heart, let it feel really good. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Standing strong with integrity. Excellent. Let me just adjust here. Beautiful. Feeling centered, feeling grounded, feeling connected. Excellent. All right, let's start to shift our weight into our left foot. Start to come up onto those right toes. Excellent. Once you feel like you have your balance, bring that right foot up, bringing it to a nice little hover here, just holding it up in the air, using those hip flexors. Pull that core in, get that nice little squeeze happening. Excellent. Let's exhale, start to tip forward nice and slow. Send that foot starting to go back. And let's drop it down with control into that high lunge. Beautiful. So we worked on this yesterday, if you're in yesterday's. Inhale, reach up. And starting to do our step backs with intention, with control. So now we have our nice crescent lunge position. You can adjust the feet however you need. Might not have landed exactly perfectly however you needed it to. Say relax the shoulders, let them release down, lift those arms up nice and tall. Bend through that front knee, let it feel really good. Let's exhale, bow it down, reach back behind you. Inhale, sweep it up. We'll take 3 of these little pulses. Exhale, down. Reach it back, take a moment, really extend, log through the arms. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, down. Last one, sweep it up. And hold nice and strong, let it feel really good. Bring the hands to heart center. Beautiful. This time, let's start to bow it down. Let's add a little twist in here. I've got 2 options for you. Simply twisting towards the left. Keep rolling left hip back. Pressing right hip forward. You can hook the elbow on the knee. Option 2. Adding a little deeper. Keep pressing into the hands here though. Trying to bring the hands to that heart center. Opening up through that left shoulder. Other option is right hand going down towards the ground or a block. Left hand reaching up nice and strong. Let it feel really good. Keep rolling that left hip back. Keep pressing into the feet. Keep finding all of that nice, beautiful leg. Excellent. Let's start to come on back. Untwisting, sweeping it up nice and strong, and transition into our warrior 2. So right toes point towards the long edge of the mat. You might need to hop that foot back. Bring it in line with the left foot. Reach it out. So nice and strong. Sink into that front leg. Take a nice big inhale breath. Exhale, strengthen, engage. Feel all of that nice power throughout the body. So good. Let's tip it back. Coming into our exalted warrior. Right hand contract down the leg. Left hand reaches up nice and tall. Keep bending into that left leg. Beautiful. If you want a little more here, press into the left toes. Lift the left heel up. Maybe sink a little deeper. Let it feel really nice, real good. Beautiful. Drop the heel down. Come on back. Beautiful warrior 2. Excellent. Inhale, reach, nice and long. Exhale, sink. Beautiful. Let's straighten through that front leg. Coming into our triangle pose, kick the hip out towards the right. Whoop. Keep reaching. Left hand forward. Reach, reach, reach. Start here by just reaching as far forward as you possibly can. Keep rolling that right shoulder open. And drop the left hand down. Reach your right hand up. Pressing. You can have a bend to that knee if you need to protect that hamstring. If you need a nice little hamstring stretch, you're working on straightening through that leg. Right hand either reaches up high. If you need to take it a little easier, you can do hand on the hip. If you want a little more, you can reach hand overhead, feeling that beautiful stretch. And let it feel nice, let it feel good. Excellent. Bend into that left leg. And start to come on back up to our warrior two. So nice, so strong. Let's drop the hands down. And start to pivot back into that high lunge. So hopping up on those back toes. Sweep those arms up. Nice and strong, engage through that core. And let's take 3 pulses here, straightening through the legs. Then bending down. Excellent. Keep reaching those arms up. If you want that extra little bit of strength and stretch, sink it nice and low and hold. Beautiful. Oh, so beautiful and strong. And keep reaching, keep rolling left hip back. Excellent. Exhale. Relax the hands down. Press into those back toes. See if you can push yourself a little bit more forward. And let's come out the same way we came in with control. So starting to shift the weight to that left thigh. Feeling that nice burn. Start to float back leg up. And bring it all the way up. Coming forward. Excellent. Finding your balance. Pressing into that left standing foot. I know we're feeling the burn. Let's bring left hand to the outside of right knee. Changing your point of focus to something maybe a little more to the right. As we twist around. And coming into this nice standing twist. If you want more here, you can start to extend the right leg. Maybe even reaching for the toes if you really want. Ooh, trying not to kick the plants here. Beautiful. Let's start to untwist. Keep that leg lifted. And lower down with control. You can march it out if that feels good on the feet. Feeling so nice, so good. Excellent. Let's inhale, sweep those arms up. A little back bend available if you want it. Exhale. Hands to heart. Inhale, reach up nice and tall. Exhale, lower all the way down into your forward fold. Being mindful of that low back. Let the head hang heavy. Let it feel nice, let it feel good. Beautiful. Options here, if you don't want to flow, you definitely don't have to. The forward fold is a great alternative to a downward dog. To that little flow sequence we're about to do. So you're more than welcome to just hang out here. We'll be back here in a couple of moments. If you want more, you can work our way into our downward dog. So let's inhale, nice halfway lift. And starting to engage through the back, through the spine. Let's bend the knees so we can plant the hands in towards the mat. Take a nice big hop, step, or jump. Pushing all the way into a downward dog. So other option is to hold our downward dog. Or take a little child's pose if that feels good too. You can drop the knees. Take a little moment to relax or restore. Or we can take 2 flows, or you can take 1 flow. I'm going to take 2. So coming into your plank position. Lowering down. Press in, take that little back bend. Maybe start really slow. Maybe bring that feet nice and wide. Come up for that little king cobra. Lower it down. Tuck those toes under. Push back. Nice downward dog. Full breath here. Nice big inhale. Full exhale. 1 more of those. Nice flows. Get that heart pumping. Exhale, lower down. Nice and strong. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, back to downward dog. So if you're in that child's pose, let's meet back in this nice downward dog. You can pedal out the feet. Press into those hands nice and strong. Hop, step, jump into our forward fold. Meeting back and forward fold. We're all there. So good. Take a little moment, connect in with that breath. Let the head hang nice and heavy. Excellent. Let's inhale, halfway lift. Pressing those hands in towards the legs. Roll those shoulders back and down. Feel all of that nice length. Bend the knees, sink the hips. Take a little moment in our chair pose here. We want to keep it more gentle. And keep the hands on the knees, nice flat back. If you're looking for a little more, start to bring those hands off the knees, either to heart or sweep them up overhead. Nice and strong. Let's inhale all the way up. Exhale. Back into that beautiful chair pose. Hit nice and low as you want to go. Press it up, reach it up. Exhale, back into chair. Beautiful, nice and strong. Inhale, come all the way up. Last chair pose, let's sink it back in. Nice and strong. Feel those legs, press all the way up to standing. Reach up nice and tall. Exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful, inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful. Letting it feel real nice, real good. Rolling those shoulders back and down. Becoming aware of the feet. Start to squeeze those toes in towards the mat. Start to shift your weight to that right side. And the left foot starts to come up, maybe just to toes. Maybe start to float that leg up. Taking a moment here, feel that strength that you need just to hold the leg in place. Excellent. Pull that core in, nice and stable. And let's start to step it back into that high lunge. Bowing forward first, nice and slow with that leg. And touching it down. Moving with control. Being aware of the body. Adjusting the stance as you need to. Pressing into those left toes. And sinking deep into that right. Let's bring our arms up, reaching up overhead. And keep those ribs pulled in. Stay nice and strong through that core. Excellent. Exhale. Bow down. Reach those hands back. Eyebrows are over the toes. Hands really reaching if you want. You need a little bind if that feels good. Let's sweep it back up. Exhales down. Take a moment. Really reach. Take the bind if you want it. Let's float on back up. And exhale. Reach, reach, reach. Nice and strong. Beautiful. Let's sweep it back up. Keep rolling right hip back. Left hip forward. Feel that beautiful stretch. Let's bring the hands to heart center. Let's start to twist towards the right. So option, stay up nice and high. It's a beautiful twist for the spine. Works really well. Next option, dropping elbow down towards the knee or anywhere in between. But if you're hanging out here, if the hands are right by the face, let's see if we can open up, pressing that right shoulder up and open, bring the hands more towards heart center. Beautiful. Other option, left hand goes down to the ground or block. Right hand floats up, pressing so nice and strong into that back leg, into that right standing leg. Keep using it. Excellent. Start to journey out of this. Pressing in, coming back up, dropping that right heel down. Transitioning this into our warrior two. So left toes point towards the long edge of the mat. Right toes stay where they are. You can adjust that back foot to bring the feet more in line. Reach those arms out. Nice big inhale, lengthen. Exhale, nice and strong. Engage the inner thighs, engage the bandha, engage that core. Beautiful. And the right hand flips up, journeys upwards. Nice reverse warrior, sinking into that front leg. Reach it up. Beautiful, nice and strong. If you want more here, and pressing into those right toes, lifting the heel up off the ground. This side is no dice for me. I can get it up just a little bit. But the journey is what's important, not the end goal. So as I try it, I learn more about me. All right, let's come on back. Warrior two. Nice and strong and straighten through that front leg. Oh, feel that sweet break. Left hip bobs out. Right arm reaches forward. Keep reaching. Keep reaching. Finding length as you reach forward, as you sink down. And then open up. Left shoulder. Reach right hand down. Option is the idle teapot, hand on the hip. Arm can go up towards the ceiling. Or overhead. Keep pressing into that right leg, into the right toes, into the heel. Be nice and active in that front foot. Beautiful. Then it feels so nice, so good. Beautiful stretch on that nice hamstring. Beautiful. Let's bend through that front leg. Press on in, back to that warrior two. Nice and strong. Sink it low. Exhale to release those hands. And start to twist towards the right. Hopping up on those left toes. Back into that nice high lunge position. And getting ready to step towards the front of the mat. So press into those back toes. And send the shoulders a little more forward. Maybe starting to bring the weight more into that right foot. Using the arms to balance, float the leg up. And then start to stand up. Pressing in nice and strong. Feel that beautiful connection. Left knee comes to a nice 90 degrees if you're able to. Right hand reaches for the outside of the leg. Holding on to it. Left hand can hang out on the hip. Or you can start to twist more towards the left. Reaching left arm open. And if you want more here, start to extend that left leg. Taking the foot forward. Maybe even reaching for the toes if you want that extra bit of bind. Beautiful. Keep pressing into that standing leg. Nice and strong. Bend the knee. Untwist it. Release. Hold the leg with control. And step it down. You can march out the feet however you might need to. Let it feel really good. Beautiful. Let's inhale. Reach it up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, take the back bend if you want. Let it feel really nice. Exhale, hands to heart, standing nice and strong. Reach it up. And exhale, bowing down, nice flat back. Be mindful of that low back as you come into your forward fold. Release the hands maybe onto the legs. And drop that head down. If you want, you can reach for the big toes with your peace fingers. If you can't reach, by keeping your legs straight, bend your knees. It'll give you a few more inches for you to be able to work with. Feels like as you press the toes in towards the fingers and kind of pull upwards, there's a nice release for the shoulders. Beautiful. Let it feel so nice, so good. Excellent. Inhale, nice flat back. Getting ready to do our last two flows here. Exhale, bend the legs. You can plant the hands in towards the mat. Take a nice big step, hop or jump back. Pressing into your downward dog. Option, hang out downward dog or take a child's pose. As we take our little flows, coming to our plank position. Lowering down to the ground. Or your chaturanga where you hover. Press on up. Nice and strong. Tuck those toes under and either through tabletop or right into downward dog. Find that strength. Let it feel really good. Beautiful. One more. Nice flow. Feeling strong. Feeling the body. Kneading back and downward dog. So good. Beautiful. I'm taking a little moment to get some extra stretch. Bring my left hand towards the outer edge of my right knee. You can do hip or ankle. Bring your left hand back down. Switch into the other side. Just want a little extra strength through my arms, a little extra stretch. Beautiful. Back and downward dog. Drop the knees. Nice and wide. Let's all take a beautiful child's pose. Sitting back on the heels or journeying somewhere there. I don't sit on my feet. Arms reach forward. Connecting with that breath. Notice the heartbeat. Let it feel good. Beautiful. Let's press into those hands. Make our way into a nice seated position. Coming down. Excellent. So let's bring right leg extended nice and long. Left knee coming in towards the body, foot planting on the ground. Pull into that leg, roll those shoulders back and down. Let's activate the right toes. They're up towards the ceiling, nice engagement. Feeling into those sit bones. Beautiful. So option is to hang out here. If you want a little more twist, you can bring the right or the left foot over that extended leg, planting it in. But I want to hang out here today. I'm going to hold on to that leg with a right arm and reach my other arm out. Spin it all the way around like a beautiful rainbow, planting it back behind me by my spine. I'm going to inhale and lengthen and exhale. Twisting a little deeper. You can keep pulling that knee in towards the body. I'm going to walk my foot out a little bit. If your elbow can clear the knee, you can bring your hand to the other side. Keep twisting around. Bring it to that traditional mudra if that feels good. Bending the elbow. The goal of this is just a nice twist. Whatever feels best. Excellent. Let's release. And come on back. Let's bring that left leg up. Give it a nice little shake. You're welcome to go in compass pose if you know where you're going with that. But in this gentle class, we just hang out with the leg. We'll do a little cradle the baby. So if this is easy for you here, start to reach on down for that bottom foot and on the knee. Just imagine that shin like a nice little baby. Excellent. If this is still nice and easy, keep pulling the leg in towards the body. Maybe you even bring your foot just above the elbow. Reach the hand around. Left hand can hang out on the knee. Or you can go for the little bind, really hugging the leg in towards the body. Don't round through the spine here. Giving that little baby a nice little swaddle. I should call this one swaddling the baby when you get that little bind going. And then move. Maybe bow up and down. Maybe do some nice little circles. Great work on the hips. Still finding length of the spine. So if you're hunching into it to try to make that bind, that connection, don't let ego stand in your way. Don't feel like you should be doing this. It's just as good to hang out on the leg and to lengthen and lift the heart. It's actually better. So there you are. Excellent. All right, let's release the left leg. Give it a nice little shake. And bring the right leg in towards the body. Maybe you start giving a nice hug, nice squeeze. Activating into that left leg. Nice and long. Roll those shoulders back and down. And grab onto the leg with the left hand. Right hand reaches out, spins all the way up and around, planting in behind you. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. And keep that left leg nice and extended. Nice and active, twisting around. Keep hugging that knee in towards the body. You create room for your body as you need to. Foot can always journey over the leg. But I love this version today. Maybe the elbow or the arm reaches on the other side. And do that traditional bend of the left elbow. Little mudra, little hand yoga. Excellent. Keep feeling that beautiful rotation. And let's untwist it. Come on back towards neutral. And then holding on to that right leg. Bring the foot up. Give it a nice little sway. Getting into those hips a little more. Beautiful. Maybe start to reach for the foot. Getting some of that external rotation. Excellent. Lifting through the heart. Nice flat back. Maybe you try to cradle your baby. Getting the foot in the little nook. Right hand or left hand can reach around, get in the bind, take a little movement here. Maybe do some circles. Maybe you just bow down and forward.
Great. This is always a nice option to pigeon as well. Gets into those hip muscles without adding your body weight into it. So if reclined pigeon isn't your jam, this also works. Same kind of motion. Excellent. Beautiful. Well, there we go. So good. Let's start to release the foot. Extend it long, give it a nice little shake, and then let's roll it back onto our backs. Finding that nice reclined position. I always like to plant the feet, bend the knees, roll those shoulders back and down, slight tuck of the chin, feel all of that space. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, nice and strong. And just for a comparative analysis, I'm going to do a little waterfall, so bringing knees in, holding back of legs, sending the feet up. Oh, and I'm just noticing, look at all of this nice openness I've created. Beginning of class, this was me and me working at it. Now, we've got nice straight legs, no problem. Feels good. Can even pull the legs in towards the body. Being aware of changes, the effects of yoga is delightful. Let's bend the knees, hug the legs in towards the chest, or maybe you want to reach for the feet. Coming into that nice happy baby, send the feet up towards the ceiling, let the knees draw in towards the body. Keep that chin nice and tucked. A little rock and roll from side to side. Connecting in with the breath, let it feel really good. Excellent. And now it's time for a little bit of freestyle. So if there's another pose or movement you want to get into before settling into Shavasana, take some time here now, explore that pose, play around, be creative. What would feel really good here? Let it feel really good. Get that nice stretch. Beautiful. If you're playing around with doing something on one side, when you're ready, switch to the other side. Make sure you balance it out. Take time to do both sides. If you're totally ready for your Shavasana, and start to settle into that pose. You can do the traditional corpse pose. You can do legs up the wall. You can do a little reclined cobbler. Whatever pose or position feels good for your body. Excellent. I'm going to take a nice good morning stretch before I settle in. Reaching nice and tall. Feeling that arch through the spine, that low back lifts off the ground, pointing through the toes. And exhale, softening. Bring the arms alongside the body. If legs extended doesn't feel good, bend the knees, plant the feet. That feels way better. That feels delightful. So let's take 3 big inhale breaths, breathing into our diaphragm, breathing into our abdomen, breathing in nice and strong, getting ready. Breathe it in. Keep breathing. Fill the lungs, fill the belly, fill the low back. Breathing as big as you can. And exhale. Nice and slow. All of that air out. Getting ready for a nice inhale. Breathing in. Noticing a little pause and exhale. Let it out nice and slow. Last breath. Breathe it in nice and giant. Notice the pause, then exhale. Take a moment to maybe remember that intention you set at the beginning of class. Taking a moment to reflect on your practice. So good. This is where I will leave you. I encourage you to take all the time that you need in your Shavasana. Sit in the peace and the stillness you can create, even if there's chaos around you. Excellent. So good. Thank you so much for joining me this morning for our gentle flow class. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or evening, whatever time you end up doing this. I encourage you to find joy in every moment. And I pray that you're always blessed. Thank you, and namaste. Beautiful.